Hey guys, and welcome to this video. So as most of you know, I was on a little Euro trip these past couple of weeks. My husband and I went to London, then Paris, and then Amsterdam. First of all, as I told you guys on Snapchat, it was absolutely amazing, and I just feel like travel opens up your heart and your mind, and if you ever have the opportunity to go 100%. But of course, while I was over there, I couldn't help myself and I had to go to all of their drugstores and buy some of the products that I've seen here on YouTube that I have been absolutely dying to try. So I did most of my shopping in London at both Boots and Superdrug, and then I went to Paris and I picked some other things up at a store called Monoprix. I want to go ahead and put a disclaimer out there that I apologize if I mispronounce anything throughout this video. I took Spanish in high school and college, and a lot of these products are French and have French names, so apologies in advance if I butcher anything. But anyway, those were the three stores that I did most of my shopping at. They look very similar to US drugstores, and Monoprix reminded me of like Target. They had groceries and clothes and a whole makeup section. And the thing that stood out to me about Monoprix in particular, which is the one in Paris, was that even though they sold a bunch of drugstore makeup, there was still a woman there working with a little chair like you would see in Sephora, where you could sit down and get your makeup done. You could ask questions, try things on, get advice. And then on the other hand, in London at Superdrug and Boots, the most amazing thing about that was that they had testers for everything. So you could swatch all the foundation colors that you wanted to try, you could swatch concealers, lip products, blushes, everything. Everything had a tester. So that was probably the best thing about shopping in these cities, and kind of the biggest difference that I saw between American drugstores and drugstore shopping in London and Paris. And then one last thing, and I promise I'll stop rambling, is that I know I usually do a try on haul video where I try on everything for you guys so you can see it in action, but there are just too many products in this haul for me to do that, so I'm going to go through each one and just show you each of the products. There are some of these that I tried while I was over there because I just couldn't wait to try them, so if I have tried them, I'll give you a brief kind of first impression review, and then if there's any products that you are curious about or want to know more about, just let me know down in the comments below and I can update you guys with a more in-depth review of any of these individual products. Okay, all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first product. So I'm going to kind of go foundations, concealers, blushes and bronzers, eye makeup, and then lips. So that's the order I'm going to go in because that's kind of the order I do my makeup. So the first foundation I picked up was this Bourjois Healthy Serum foundation. It claims that it lasts 16 hours, that it's radiance boosting, and that it's infused with fruit vitamins. I did try this out. This was the first product I tried out of all of the things that I hauled. It reminds me more of a BB cream than it does a foundation. It's got kind of a light to medium coverage, a very, very light consistency. It feels really light on the skin. This does not have an SPF in it whatsoever, so I was using this more as my evening face makeup because it was really lightweight. It kind of felt like I was wearing a BB cream, but I could wear it at night because it doesn't have an SPF. This definitely doesn't last 16 hours on oily skin at least, but I absolutely love this. It feels so weightless on the skin. It looks gorgeous. The color match is absolutely perfect, and I wish I would have bought another one of these, but I did buy this foundation as well. So both of these have pumps, both of the Bourjois ones. Moving on from this serum, which I love, I also got the Healthy Mix foundation. So the only real difference I see between the foundation and the serum is that this one has slightly more coverage and the vitamin mix is different. So this claims that it's infused with fruit therapy, whereas this one has a vitamin mix of vitamin C, E, and B5. I did try this one as well because I loved this one so much. This is a lighter coverage, little heavier coverage. Neither of them are 16-hour wear on oily skin, but they're both absolutely gorgeous foundations that do good things for your skin while you wear them. I wish we could buy them here in the States. I'm going to savor these and try and not use too much because I absolutely love them. Okay, and the last foundation I bought is this Rimmel Wake Me Up. You look at it and it looks like you twist off the top and you're gonna have to pour it out, but no, there's a pump. All of these have pumps. I'm so excited. I actually have not tried this yet. I have been busy falling in love with the Bourjois foundations, but I'm really excited to try it because it does have vitamin C in it, and you guys know with my acne scars, I am obsessed with vitamin C for brightening the skin. This one does have an SPF of 20, so it's more of like a daytime foundation. Obviously it says Wake Me Up. So I am really excited to try this. Let me know in the comments below if any of you guys have ever tried it. I'm hoping that this will be one of my new daytime go-to foundations for the summer. Okay, so next up are concealers. Since we were already talking about the Rimmel Wake Me Up, I'll go ahead and show you guys this one first. This is the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer. It's the anti-fatigue skin brightening concealer. This also has vitamin C in it. I have not yet tried this, but I'm hoping this will turn me on to Rimmel concealers. You guys know I'm a Maybelline addict when it comes to concealers, so I'm hoping this will open my eyes to Rimmel for concealers as well. And then because I loved the foundation so much, I went back and bought this Bourjois Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Concealer as well, and I've only used this twice so far, but I really like it for under the eyes. It's really brightening and very thin in consistency. This is not going to give you a full coverage whatsoever. When you're going for more of like a natural summery look and want to let your skin kind of shine through, this is a great concealer for that. And again, I feel like this is going to be one of my summer go-tos. Okay, and then next up I got these Complexion Lasting Perfection concealers. I cannot tell you how much I have heard about these concealers. Out of everything I'm going to mention, these are probably the most hyped product that I've heard of, and unfortunately, they didn't have the shade that I really wanted to buy. I ended up getting the shade Fair and Medium Cool. I think it was the shade Medium Warm. I believe that's what it was called that I really wanted, but they were out of it and I didn't want to miss out on trying the formula. So I picked these up and I have briefly tried them. This Fair shade is extremely fair. You guys know some of the CoverGirl products that I've tried. The shade Fair is not that light. This is very light, and I knew that in the store. I did test it out, but this is probably going to be a little bit too light for me in the summer. Whereas this one, the Medium Cool one, it's a little bit pinky undertoned, so it's good for canceling out the blueness underneath your eyes if you have that problem. I definitely do. But these lasted all day long when I wore them. So these definitely lived up to the hype, even though I really wish I could have gotten number 3, I think it is, the Medium Warm shade, because I feel like that would be the perfect one for me for kind of all over my face for concealing any blemishes and things like that. But still happy I got my hands on these. Okay, and then the last concealer I got is from a brand called 17. This is the first product I've tried from them, and it's called the 17 Skin Wow Concealer. And it was marketed as kind of like an under eye or highlighting concealer. It's supposed to be very brightening, and the first time I used it I was a little thrown off because it's very thick. It's a very thick consistency. It's kind of a matte finish, and when I think of this type of packaging and like a brightening under eye concealer, I think of something that's really thin in consistency and is more of like a topper to a concealer. So I'm gonna give this another chance on its own, but my first impression was that it was very thick in consistency for a brightening or highlighting concealer. Okay, next up we've got some powders. I'm gonna try and pick up the pace here. I've only tried one of the 3 so far. It is the Rimmel London Clear Complexion Clarifying Powder. Comes in packaging like this. I got mine in the shade Translucent. This reminds me so much of the Rimmel Stay Matte, and you guys know from my top 5 drugstore powder video, that is one of my go-tos. So this claims to keep you matte for up to 5 hours, which I definitely think that it did, but it also says it will clarify your skin thanks to the Pure Skin Complex, known to minimize skin breakouts. So I can't speak to that. I didn't notice a significant difference. I haven't used it long enough. Felt like it had a little bit of a tint to it that the other one doesn't. It kind of oxidized my foundation a little bit, and I don't get that effect with the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. So I'm gonna test it out again and see if that happens again, but first impression, it reminds me a lot of one of my Holy Grail powders, but I do think it darkened my foundation just a little bit. Okay, this next one, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I straight up bought it for the packaging. I think this is so cute. I bought this in Paris. It's a brand called Lollipops Paris, and this is a compact powder in the shade Vanilla. I love the fact that it has this nice big mirror in here and a little sponge applicator, and then right below it is the actual product. Again, I haven't tried this yet, but this definitely isn't translucent. This is more something that I could use to add coverage to a foundation or BB cream, or use as a very sheer powder foundation. So let me know if you guys are familiar with this brand at all. I bought one other thing from them that I'll show you guys when I get to lips, but their packaging is just to die for. Okay, and then this next product is another shameless, I bought it for the packaging product, and it's the Bourjois Universal Illuminating Powder. So I haven't yet tried this on my face, but I did open it and just kind of swatch it a little bit. This stuff smells so strong. Kind of has a rosy scent to it. It's a very strong smell, and I do see a bit of shimmer in here, which I guess makes sense. It's called an illuminating powder. So I'm gonna see if that transfers onto the skin at all, or if it's more just for the pretty packaging. But it's kind of a pinkish white powder, if you guys can see that. It's not a translucent powder or a white powder like I'm typically used to seeing. It has a bit of a pink tint to it. So again, I'm curious to see if that will show up at all on my face. Either way, I'm probably gonna keep this on my bathroom sink because I just love the packaging. Okay, and then next up I got these Bourjois, I think they're called Bourjois Little Round Pots. And they're little cute blushes. And I got the shades 74 Rosé Ombre and 75 Rosé de Jaspe. The packaging is really cute. It almost feels magnetic. You just open it up. It's got a little tiny brush in here, a tiny little mirror, and then the actual product. This one is 74. This is the matte shade. Just a really pretty, I feel like this color is universal and would look good on a lot of different skin tones. And then this one is 95. Kind of a lighter, pinkier color with some shimmer running through it. I feel like they're both super, super wearable. This probably more daytime, and this one more evening, but I think they're gorgeous shades and I'm excited to try them out on my face. And then next up, I've got this Complexion Speedy Blush Stick. I got mine in the shade 1, which is Tickled Pink. I have not yet tried this either. The color again is super wearable. I think it would look good on a lot of different skin tones. And again, I love the packaging. I love that it's in this little stick form, and this silver part actually twists if you want to twist up and get more, which I think is really handy. So really excited to try that as well. I feel like I've said that about everything, but I am genuinely really excited to try all of these. And then I have another cream blush. This is a Rimmel one. I have not yet seen these in the States at all, but I thought the color was really pretty. I got the shade 3, which is Coral Queen. You just open it up, there's no mirror or anything, very basic packaging, and then this is the product right here. And I just really, really loved the color when I swatched it from the tester. So it's definitely a deeper shade than the other cream blush that I got. I haven't tried any of these on my face, but they feel really nice to the touch and they look really beautiful on my arm, at least. Okay, and then last up for kind of face products, you guys know I had to pick these up. I've heard so much about these. They're like the little chocolate bar bronzer and highlighter. They actually look like chocolate bars. The packaging on these is absolutely adorable. This is the one with the highlighter in it and the bronzer. It actually smells like chocolate. And then I also picked up the one that's just the bronzer. I did test these out a little bit while I was there. I think this one is a great like matte bronzer from the drugstore. I really, really liked it. And then this one I probably wouldn't pick up again just because this highlighter is a little bit weak. Let me show you guys. It's just not very pigmented at all. And then the bronzer part is kind of hard to get to because it is so narrow. You need a very small brush to get in there. So definitely happier with the full bronzer one than I am with the duo. And I'm just really excited to have this in my collection. I've been eyeing it for years. Okay, and then on to eye products. This first one, I am really hoping they come out with this in the US because this probably, aside from the Bourjois foundations, was my favorite purchase while I was in Europe, period. And it is the L'Oreal Infallible Gel Crayon 24-Hour Waterproof Pencils. This freaking blew me away. I got the shade Super Cooper, and let me just show you guys. One swipe. That was a really not straight line, but this feels like absolute silk. This color is just so unique. It's like a copper color and it really is waterproof. When I was swatching all this stuff on my arm in the actual store and I went back to the hotel and showered and everything, I still had a line from where this product was. So I am obsessed with this and I am really, really hoping that they come to the US very soon with this product because I want every single color now that I have this one. So fingers crossed that these come to the US. Okay, and then the next product I picked up was this Bourjois Push Up Volume Glamour Ultra Black Edition mascara. And I don't know a delicate way to put this, I just don't like this mascara. It really did nothing for my lashes. It made them still pretty stick straight, very little volume added, and I was just incredibly underwhelmed by this mascara. But on the other end of the spectrum, I also picked up this L'Oreal Mega Volume Miss Baby Roll mascara. I have not yet seen this in the US, but again, I'm hoping that some of these Paris launches come to the US as well. The applicator on here is just super cool looking. It's like a little spiral all the way up to the top. And the most impressive part of this, obviously not the packaging, is the performance of this mascara. It really separates the lashes, absolutely no clumpiness with this mascara whatsoever, but it still gives you that drama, and that's always what I look for in a mascara, is something that gives you the drama without the clumpiness and helps hold a curl because, like I've said, my lashes are super straight. Okay, and then the last eye product I got was this L'Oreal Brow Artist Expert, and on one side it's got the brow spoolie, and then on the other side it's got the twist up pencil, and it's in kind of that triangle shape that I've seen on some of the higher end brow products. And I like the idea of this, but at least on my brows it didn't work for me because I need the ability to create like brow like strokes on my super sparse areas, and this just doesn't give me that option. So I'm definitely a pass on this one, even though I think the packaging looks really sleek and cool, just didn't work for my brows. Okay, so now on to lips. The first lip product I got is actually the gloss I'm wearing right now, and it's the Bourjois 3D Effect lip gloss in the shade number 3. This gloss is absolutely gorgeous. It's the one, again, that I'm wearing right now. The formula on this is not sticky at all. It's super pigmented. It's an extremely universal, flattering shade. I absolutely love it. Let me just swatch it on here so you guys can see it here as well. Absolutely gorgeous, glossy finish. You're gonna have to reapply this several times throughout the day, but I was really impressed by this overall. I wore this almost every day after I bought it. Okay, and then this next one I haven't used, but I swatched it in the store. I got this one in Paris. It's the, I'm sorry if I butcher this, the Rouge Bacier Paris, and I got mine in the shade 211. And I think the packaging on this looks like a super high-end lipstick. Just look at this in comparison to the Bourjois lip gloss. I mean, how similar are those? I bought the Bourjois lip gloss in London and this in Paris, so I didn't even do it at the same time, and they're almost the same color. So this is my color, I think. I haven't heard a whole lot about this brand here on YouTube, so I was really mainly just curious about it and attracted to the packaging. So I'll let you guys know what I think once I actually try it on my lips. Okay, and then this last lip product is another Lollipop Paris product, and just wait till you see this packaging, you guys. So it's like this metallic pink with a little brown emblem here with the Lollipops Paris, but then you open it and there's little lips all over the packaging here, and it's still got that metallic pink effect. This is one of the coolest packaged lipsticks I've ever seen. And I got this really interesting shade. It's called Irresistible Rose. It's a super mauve-y shade, so I think this on its own might be a little bit too pink for me, but I feel like this could be a great mixer with any of my brown lipsticks to make them a little bit more nude and a little bit more mauve-y. Okay, and then the last product I picked up was this L'Oreal Magic Mani. It's a touch and go manicure. So when I first bought this, I thought it was going to be like a new way to apply your nail polish. So you would apply your nail polish kind of using a marker rather than using a brush. But then as I read more about it and read the title again, it's called Retouch and Go. So you're supposed to kind of keep this in your purse. If you're wearing, in this case, this is white, so if you're wearing white nail polish, you'd throw this in your purse. And if you get a chip on any of your nails, you can just kind of retouch with this really quickly and be on your way. So I'll definitely be painting my nails white and throwing this in my handbag. Okay, so that is everything. That is all of the items that I hauled while I was over there. Kudos to you if you stuck around to the end of this video. I know it's probably a long one. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes while I was gone and the continued support, always so appreciated. So I hope this video was entertaining for you guys. Let me know, as always, if you have any requests down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.